Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. This episode is from August the 29th of the year 2025. It's a Friday. And today's show, as we continue on this trend, I hope you're liking it, the Gnostic Story of Jesus. And I could rephrase this as the story of Jesus that I like. And more than calling him Jesus, maybe we should call him Christ, or I should call him Christ, because it's really the force inside of this beautiful being that was here 2000 years ago. He had this for Christ. And some few years ago, a couple of years ago, someone told me Christ is light. Light is love. Love is peace. We're basically using different words for the same thing. This energy, this divine spark, this beautiful, 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 sheer, pure love that Christ shared when he was here in this experience is what I believe is the true story, okay? So the Gnostic story is just respecting that the support videos we're going to watch. We have two clips of a support video to watch on this story that maybe Christ was here on earth, not as a savior, not to save us from something in particular, but to help us as a revealer, as sharing a story, sharing wisdom, to look into us. And that's why his sayings are very, very famous. You are here, but you're not from here. And maybe that could be seen that you're from heaven and you come from God, and God, yes, in a way, but you're not from earth. And earth is something that, we have been sharing the past few weeks, apparently it's a place that the reality is a little bit tainted. It's a little bit difficult to traverse. It's a little bit, this material reality is not all there is. Let's just leave it at that. And I think that was the core message. It's not all there is. There's something else. You need to look into it. You're not going to find it in the book, and you're not going to find it. You're not going to hear it from someone else. You're going to need to find it yourself inside you. The information is all there. All the wisdom that the universe has ever seen is inside you listening. I'm totally sure of that. Because we have two clips to watch. Let's start with the first one. This great stuff. You're gonna like it, of this. I don't even see it as controversial. This different spin on the story of Christ as he had his incarnation here on earth, that he came here to reveal. He came here to push us into discovering who we are.
The story of Jesus is one of the most influential narratives in human history, but how that story is understood varies greatly depending on who you ask. While the Gospels in the New Testament present Jesus as a savior who dies to atone for humanity's sins, the Gnostics, an early group of mystical Christians, saw him quite differently. For them, Jesus wasn't a redeemer of sin. He was a revealer of truth. He came not to fix the world, but to awaken us to the reality that this world as we know it is a trap. In this video, we're going to explore the gospel story of Jesus through the lens of the Gnostics. Using evidence from Gnostic texts like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Philip, we'll uncover a vision of Jesus that challenges conventional beliefs and offers a profound spiritual perspective on his mission. Before we dive into the story, let's take a moment to understand who the Gnostics were. The term Gnostic comes from the Greek word gnosis, which means knowledge. Not the everyday kind of knowledge you'd use to pass a test or build a bookshelf, but deep spiritual insight. For Gnostics, this kind of inner knowledge was the key to salvation. Here's the Gnostic big idea. The world as we know it is a trap. They believed that the material world, including our physical bodies, was the creation of a lesser deity they called the Demiurge. According to Gnostic cosmology, the Demiurge was a flawed and ignorant being who crafted the world and, in doing so, trapped pieces of divine light, or our souls, inside it. In this view, the physical body isn't necessarily evil, but it's a prison for the divine spark within us, a barrier that keeps us focused on the material instead of the spiritual. The Gnostics' goal wasn't to redeem the flesh, but to transcend it, awakening the divine spark inside and reconnecting with the true God, the unknowable source of all light and goodness. This is where Jesus comes into the picture, not as a figure of atonement, but as a guide to liberation, a divine emissary sent to help wake us up to the truth. We don't belong here. We're sparks of something much greater, and it's time to break free.
Okay. So yes, basically we are talking the same. Maybe it's the same topic with different angles. But what I believe the real story for me of Christ is he came here and he was a revealer. He wanted us to understand we were so much more. Okay, and he came here with a true respect of the laws of the universe. And for me, for example, why was he always with prostitutes and robbers? The law balance, because they are not less than us. We are not better than them. That's when they came with him. Let's throw rocks at this adultery woman, and they have been with several men. And that he said, if someone is without sin, you can throw the first rock. Like saying, if you think you're better than them, throw the first rock. We're not. Okay? Our actions don't define us. That was another lesson in a way that Christ came and shared with his world. But the story that the body is a prison in a way, I don't want to call it like that, because then we go a little bit negative on this reality. But certainly we're very limited as a body. I mean, just think about it. Without a body, you're unlimited. You can go as fast as you can, way faster than the speed of light, because that's the speed of material. That's the material maximum speed. And what's light is in the material world is what has less mass. Yes, but it has mass. Some say it's not measurable. Yes, sure, but there's mass there. Okay, because for some reason it's apparent on this real world. You turn on a light, it's something. Okay, it's minimal mass. Yes, that's why it goes at 300,000 kilometers per second. But there's life after that. You can go a million times faster than that, infinite times faster than that, as a spirit. Okay. So the body is a prison in the sense that it limits us. And the problem is when you start believing you're this limited being, that's the problem. And I think that's what Christ came to this incarnation trying to share. And when he will do miracles in the flesh, because he was in the flesh, he was a flesh in the sense he was having an incarnation as a human being, but he had this ability, this developed ability we all have to make miracles, but he had it. And in this alternate story of Christ, he shared something like, what I'm surprised is you are surprised. Like that. He will replicate the bread, the fish, and that. He will heal diseased people that are blind will see. And he will share like, my surprise is you are surprised, because we're all able to do that. So I'm not saying we are all suddenly in that level. Christ came. He certainly came in a very advanced stage. Okay, no, that would be wrong of me to say we're at that level, but we have that potential for sure. All of us, you hearing me, you have that potential. You have that potential. Okay, so maybe that was his point, that he was surprised that you're surprised because you can do it eventually. Okay, if you develop, when you develop that, you're gonna be able to do it. So just imagine a world that suddenly we're able to heal ourselves, like it has been said for so many times that we can heal ourselves, that we're suddenly able to not tax planet Earth as far as food, as energy, all of these things. I share many times, I think energy is with us. Energy is the power of the universe. Energy is equal to love. Love is energy and energy is love. So you don't need to create love. Love exists. Love is the power of the universe. So why creating energy? Of course, you can create energy in very limited ways, like burning things. They have a power. They have this what is called enthalpy, okay, which is the heat power of something. You burn a book, you burn a piece of wood. Of course, it's gonna create some energy, okay, but that's not necessarily the way to create energy. So let's watch the second clip of this support video. I don't want to go very long. I could talk about this for hours, to be honest with you. I love this topic, the true story of Christ, because he came here, and this is the kind of things I'm very sorry that the story was changed into the flesh, into the power of the flesh, he came back from the flesh, he came back from that. Please, he knew. Why was he at peace when he was being crucified? Because he knew it was not the end. He knew he was going home in a way. Let's watch the second support video and I'll give you my final thoughts on this Friday episode on the Gnostic story of Jesus.
In Gnostic thought, Jesus isn't just a man or even simply the Son of God. He's a revealer, a teacher, sent to guide humanity out of ignorance. In texts like the Gospel of Thomas, we find a Jesus who speaks cryptically, but powerfully, about self-knowledge and inner transformation. For example, in one passage he says, "The kingdom is inside you, and it is outside you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will realize that you are the children of the living Father." This teaching isn't about following a set of laws or rituals. It's about looking inward and discovering the divine spark within. To the Gnostics, salvation wasn't something you earned through good deeds or faith in an institution. It was something you awakened to, deep within yourself. And this focus on awakening, on transcending the illusions of the material world, also shaped how the Gnostics saw Jesus' mission. He wasn't here to fix the world or redeem the flesh. He was here to remind us all that we're not from this world at all. In Gnostic literature, Jesus' miracles are often interpreted symbolically, emphasizing spiritual enlightenment over physical acts. One example in the Gospel of Thomas, saying 108, states, "Jesus said, 'Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to him.'" This saying suggests that the true understanding and revelation comes from internalizing Jesus' teachings, leading to spiritual transformation. The metaphor of drinking from my mouth implies absorbing wisdom, resulting in a profound inner change where the individual attains a state of unity with Jesus, and hidden spiritual truths become apparent. Such passages highlight the Gnostic view that Jesus' miracles and teachings were intended to awaken individuals to their divine nature and the deeper realities beyond the material world. Even Jesus' miracles take on a new meaning in the Gnostic context. Healing the blind wasn't just a physical act, it symbolized opening people's spiritual eyes. Walking on water represented mastery over the material world. These miracles weren't about defying nature, they were about revealing the ultimate power of the spirit over matter. Let's jump to the Garden of Gethsemane. You know the scene. Jesus is praying, sweating blood, asking the Father to let this cup pass from me. It's raw, emotional, and according to the Gnostics, complete.
Okay, so yes, basically, I believe this is such a beautiful story because, in a way, I hope I'm being respectful to hardcore Christians, Catholics, and that I'm not taking away the story of Christ. I'm just sharing that, maybe, just maybe, he was here to share a different thing. And for me, that's why I keep saying this is a beautiful world. We are here for a reason. We're not victims. I believe that 1,000,000%. We're not victims. We're here. But this is not going to stay forever, okay? this situation that this world is like it is not going to stay forever. And the universe sends us a Christ and a Rumi and whoever many times to kind of let us know you're here, but you're not from here. So it's up to you, you listening. You can change today. You can elect to listen to yourself. You have a guidance in there, inside you. You have a connection to everything there is inside you. And you can elect to listen to that today. Just think how beautiful that is. Everything else really is not important. Because at the end, if we understand who we are, if we discover who we are, then basically we're going to be fine. We're going to be always fine, okay? If we elect to believe, going a leap of faith, of listening to a story, of listening to a narrative, of listening to an agenda, of attaching to that club in a way, just because it has 1 billion subscribers, 2 billion subscribers, I'm talking religiously speaking, then it's up to you. You're fine. If that's what you feel, that's what you feel. Again, if you are making it go through you and it's telling you it's fine, then you're right, I'm wrong. If you are not making it go through you, or you're electing to go through your mind and believe in it, then I don't know about that. I cannot validate that. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is such a beautiful story. I'm probably going to touch it again in the future. The Gnostic Story of Jesus. I elect to say the Gnostic Story of Christ. Christ is an energy. Christ is light. Light is love. Love is peace. Christ is the energy of the universe. Yes. And it's not that Christ was special. Christ was just the emissary of this light. And this light is coming to us all the time through the universe, okay? So, and again, this second coming of Christ is happening every day. Every day this light is coming to you and it's trying to open something in you, but you decide if it's going to polarize you or if it's going to drive you to change, opening to yourself. Hope you enjoyed this show. If everything's okay, I shall see you back in a week. If not, if there's a chat, I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a great day. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version of this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice through violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very